All right, so now we're working on the second one-take tour for the silver section. That's the silver wall. We're going to do the science fiction section here. Now, the tower is a mixture of science fiction and miscellaneous, so I'm going to have to try to break it out separately. And that's my grandson helping me narrate right now. He loves it out here, as you might imagine. Now, I don't know if you really qualify Hellboy as science fiction, but I have him in the science fiction section. These are the Mezco 18-inch figures around the side here on this first tower. Moving down, there's some of the Sideshow 12-inch figures, as well as some of the Hot Toys and some more of the Mezco. A nice variety. I did quite a bit of the Mezco. You'll see it more of it on this shelf. And we come down around here, we get some more Judge Dredd. Definitely science fiction. Move down into some more Hot Toys, Mezco. And even some Iron Giant. Now, let's move to the same shelf here and come across looking at the Star Trek Playmates line. I have a ton of that. Again, I'm nowhere near a completist, never tried to be, but I do have a ton of it. You'll see some more carded stuff on the other side. And then we get into some of the Art Asylum and Diamond Select stuff that was also released in a slightly larger scale. On the shelf below that, you're going to see some Twilight Zone in the background, along with some Christmas stuff. And we're going to get into a little bit more Star Trek there, along with some RoboCop and some Back to the Future. On the bottom shelf, you'll notice there's some artwork and my grandson. And when we move up a shelf, we'll get into some more of the Twilight Zone. I did not I was not a completist with the small 4-inch figures, but I did do all of the 8-inch figures. Completed that line. And then we get into the Hot Toys Predator series. What I've picked up so far, there's a few more than this. But I wanted to get a nice representation of the heroes and villains. Here we have all of the 112 collective figures that are not part of the Marvel or DC universe. So these, along with the Judge Dredd, are then a lot of the internal licenses, all of the Gomez Rumble Society stuff. And then we get into more of the obscure licenses, the unusual licenses, and there's Star Trek and horror stuff. And on the top shelf, we've got more Aliens and Predators, including some quarter scale stuff. A couple of quarter scale RoboCops, and even a Captain Kirk. Now we're going to actually walk all the way around to the other side of this tower. Before we do that, whoopsie, let's look at the back side here. There is some of the Back to the Future. I think I may have shown this before, but we're going to move around to the other side where you can see more of it. So on this side, we have RoboCop, Hot Toys RoboCop, Back to the Future. As we come over to this tower, we have some more of the Art Asylum Star Trek. And a nice shelf of various Trek, everything from Mego to Art Asylum. All kinds of scales, including the 1701 Picard back there. For the Playmates fans, you know what that is. On the next shelf down, we have a lot of astronauts, including the Snoopy astronaut. That was my toy as a kid. And the talking G.I. Joe. He's a red-headed G.I. Joe. He's from 1968, and he still works. And then we have some of the Four Horsemen work that they did in concert with another company, Outer Spacemen. Now let's move up to the top shelf here. I consider Planet of the Apes science fiction, of course. And we have some stuff from Star Ace, as well as Hot Toys and Sideshow, filling in the 6-scale releases. We're going to come down a shelf and do one of those 3-tier shelves with a ton of loose figures, everything from Aliens and Predator, Back to the Future, Terminator, RoboCop, Matrix, X-Files, and more Planet of the Apes. This next shelf down has Stargate, as well as some Sin City, Kill Bill, some miscellaneous stuff you'll see getting mixed into this line, into this wall shelf. But it also includes lots of science fiction, like the Aliens and Predators figures, including the ones from Hiya Toys, and some of the old Hasbro stuff. And that's it for the science fiction section. We will be working on miscellaneous next, and that's the second to last set of videos I'll be doing, at least in this pass. Thanks a lot.